Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are doing a Star Trek movie tier list. We haven't done a tier list for a while. I think we haven't done one since my Welsh Destroyer days. So it's nice to come back and nice to start off strong. So what we got here are all 13 Star Trek movies, ranging from Star Trek the Motion Picture all the way to Star Trek Beyond. So the Kelvin timeline movies and the regular timeline movies. So without further ado, let's have a go, shall we? And we're starting off strong today. We're starting off with Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. Now this is considered probably one of the best Star Trek movies of all time. It really is. For those of you who don't know, Khan is was originally appeared in Star Trek, the original series, and then we hadn't seen him for a while, and then he popped back up in this movie, and it's been it was a really good movie. The battle scenes and everything like that was amazing. The dialogue of Khan is amazing. The direction of him and Kirk was even more amazing, and you know, this Star Trek 3, Search for Spock, and Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home, these were considered to be the real trilogy movies, and it was literally a trilogy of movies, which is odd because usually it's one, two, three, not two, three, four. So to start off strong, immediate S tier for Star Trek to The Wrath of Khan. Not everyone's going to probably agree with this. This is subjective. This is my own tier list. Some of you in the comments may say I'm right. Some of you may say I'm wrong. We don't know. We could mix our opinions, but it's always good. It's always have fun, right? Next, we have Star Trek: The Motion Picture. This is the first Star Trek movie. This is the predecessor movie to Wrath of Khan, and this is not my favorite Star Trek film of all time. This is probably my I think it's my last favorite movie. I think it's my least favorite movie of all time when it comes to Star Trek movies. And for me, this is immediately going to D tier just because I just don't like it. I know it's the first movie. The first movie is never that good. But sorry, I'm looking after a friend's cat right now, and she's just attacking me with her claws. Shit. Right. Say hello to everybody. There we are. So D tier. D tier. Star Trek 1. Okay, Star Trek 10 Nemesis. So this is the last movie featuring the Next Generation crew, and there's a lot of controversial things with this movie. Um, One, I liked it. I enjoyed the movie. It was a good movie. Didn't like the ending. Initially I was like, "Oh, this is great film." But obviously the ending with Data kind of left everyone with a little bit of taste in their mouth, and obviously with the Star Trek Picard TV show. Sorry, she was chasing something. I was like, so I'm trying to keep an eye on her and do this at the same time. They made up with it with Star Trek Picard season 1, which was probably the first TV show that actually made me cry at the end of it, which is really awesome. But the battle scene in this is so good. I really enjoyed it. The crash scene with the Enterprise E into the Scimitar. Tom Hardy as well. This is one of Tom Hardy's like earlier movies as well. So it's really good. So if you're a Tom Hardy fan, go and check his acting out in this one. It's like really good acting. But I'm gonna give it a B. I enjoyed it, but the ending kind of left a bit of taste in my mouth. I think with many other people. So it's a bit of an even balance there. So I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, Star Trek So the reboot Star Trek film, 2009, I believe. The first in J.J. Abrams' Star Trek films. Now, the J.J. Abrams movies, J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies, are far better than the Star Wars ones he did. Not to say that he was not bashing episode 7 and episode 9. For me, it was like, the Star Trek films were far better than the Star Wars films. But I like the Star Wars films. I like these films as well. Obviously, it takes a different trajectory from this film, because you think, oh, it's a reboot of Star Trek. It gives you that direction of it's going to be a reboot, but then they twist it then with these guys coming from the future and changing the entire timeline, which is now called the Kelvin timeline, because the first ship you see in the movie is the Kelvin, and you get to see a young Chris Hemsworth play George Kirk, Captain Kirk's father. So there's a little insight for you there. But for the movie, it's a good start for what it is, and I like it. It's a good film. I like all these movies. They have their ups, they have their downs. But is it better than... I'm killing the cat. Is it better? Well, it's far better than Star Trek 1, but is it better than Nemesis? It's not worse than Nemesis. I say it's better than Nemesis, so I'll put it at 8 here. Star Trek Into Darkness. This is by far one. This is like my top. Star Trek Into Darkness is my top 3 in my top 3 favorite Star Trek films of all time. Wrath of Khan is not in my top 3, but it's in my top 5. This movie is incredible. The storyline for it is great. It just, the whole movie is like almost perfect. Benedict Cumberbatch, who's the antagonist in this film, is probably one of the best roles I've seen him in, and he's so good as a bad guy. It's unbelievable how good he is in this movie. It's just really, really good, and it just watch it. Take it from me. It's an immediate S tier. It's a great film. Check it out. Really, really good. Star Trek 3: The Search for Spock. Out of the trilogy, this is probably the second best movie out of the trilogy. I really do. So the title Search for Spock takes place straight after Star Trek 2, and the self-strategy it is the Search for Spock. You get to see Christopher Lee, who I think fans, let me know fans in the comments below. I think most fans consider Christopher Lloyd to be one of the first Klingons in the movie and in the Star Trek franchise. Obviously, you had Klingons in the original series and whatnot, but they obviously changed the Klingons in Star Trek 1, and then ultimately becoming who they are now, thanks to the way Christopher Lloyd was portrayed the character in this movie. But I would probably say it's one of my mid movie movies to watch, but it is an A movie, so go check it out. It's really, really good. Star Trek 7 Generations, excuse me. This is by far, this is going to sound controversial to most people. Star Trek Generations is my favorite Star Trek movie of all time. I'll tell you why. This movie was the first Star Trek film that I ever watched. It followed immediately after the Next Generation TV show, and I considered it like a passing of the torch kind of movie, where you had he had the first bit of the film with Kirk, Chekhov, and Scotty in the Enterprise B, and then you follow 78 years later to see Kirk, see Picard and everyone on the Enterprise D. The crash scene in it is amazing. The Battle of the Klingons is amazing. Very exciting, edge of your seat stuff. And also as well, Malcolm McDowell, who plays the antagonist in this movie, is so good at it. His interaction with his acting, along with Patrick Stewart's acting, is amazing, and the interaction they have with Kirk as well is great. Whoopi Goldberg's amazing in it as well. But yeah, this is S tier. Some people are gonna say, you think Generation is better than Search and Spark? I do, but that's my personal preference. You can agree or disagree with it. I don't mind. Let me know in the comments below. Everybody's different. Okay, Star Trek Insurrection. This is the 9th movie in the franchise. This is the 9th movie in the franchise. And the cat's just screwed everything up. Great. Yeah, it's just the 9th film in the franchise, and this movie could have gone somewhere really, really well, but I don't think it was as good as it could have been, if I'm completely honest. See, it's gonna sound controversial, but in a way, I find Star Trek Nemesis is far better than I think Star Trek Nemesis is much better than Insurrection. But uh, yeah, I think Nemesis is better than Insurrection by a little way. It's a controversial take, but I do enjoy Insurrection. But I think Nemesis is a little bit better. Star Trek Beyond. This is the last movie in the Kelvin timeline. Well, I say last, air quotes. There is room at the moment that the fourth one script has been written out, and is waiting for the go ahead from Paramount to give a go ahead to make a movie. This one's a bit of a sore subject to me because in the trailer leading up to this movie, it spoiled the hell out of it, and it really soured me on the movie. Overall, the movie was really, really good. The director, J.J. Abrams was on this, but the director of Fast and Furious, Justin Lin, was also behind the helm of this movie and put himself in the movie as Sulu's husband, which is actually really, really cool. Bit of controversy with the movie because there was initially a kiss between Sulu and his husband, but it didn't show in the cut for some reason. I don't know why. Whether they wanted to or not is a different story. But they did show Sulu's daughter in the movie as well, who we see in Star Trek Generations as well. So which is awesome. It was really, really good. But there are far better movies than this movie. So it's not a D, it's a high C, low B. So Star Trek Beyond, C instantly. First Contact, again, another great movie. For some reason, I felt like Generations and First Contact were like the peak Next Generation movies, and then it kind of dipped, fell off a little bit. You have this interaction with the Borg. You get the Borg the first time in the movies, and obviously the Borg they changed the look of the Borg from what we saw on the TV show to what they are now, which is great. You get to see the bold Queen for the first time, Alex Craig, who I've met at a Comic-Con once in 2013. Honor to meet the lovely lady. She was amazing in it. The interaction with her, Brett Spinner, and Patrick Stewart's characters were just amazing. Sefron Cochran, James Cameron playing that was just, was awesome. And the interaction as well with him, with some of the Enterprise crew, with like Barclay's surprise appearance in the movie and everything like that. It's just amazing. It's not an S tier for me, but it's a strong A. It's a very, very strong A. It's better than these 4 movies we've seen so far. So really, really good. Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country. Now this movie is, again, my top 3. This is so if I had to put movies in, oh god, I can't remember what order my top 3 were. I think it was Generations, this, and Into Darkness, Generations, and The Undiscovered Country. Those are my top 3 Star Trek films, because they were just great. Perfect as they are. They were perfect as they are, and you can't complain with it. It's really, really good. And it's the last movie showing the entire original series crew together, which is sad, but it's also good. The ending of it was great, with like the signatures being written through space, which is amazing. The Battle of Kittimer was amazing as well. I used to reenact that a lot when I was a kid. Loved it. So for me, S tier, definitely. Star Trek 5, the final frontier, is this movie could have been awesome. The start of it, the opening sequence of it, with like the Star Trek theme and everything, and Kirk climbing El Capitan in Yosemite National Park, with the music in the background, the scenery and everything, was just, that is amazing. That's so good, so good. The camp scene was funny, and then it just kind of went down after that. It just never recovered, which was a shame, because it led up to be a really good movie, and it was William Shatner's first movie as well that he directed. So I gotta put it in C. It's not as bad as Star Trek 1, but it's like borderline. So it's a low. It's a C. It's a C. It's okay, but not great. And then finally we got The Voyage Home, Star Trek 4. Again, a movie that could have been really, really good. There's a lot of comedy in it. The crew going back in time to find a couple of whales to bring them back, for them to deactivate a probe, which is a bit far-fetched and a bit fucking stupid. But they needed a storyline to get to where they were, and it's a bit cheesy. It's a bit, but it's okay. It's an okay movie. I could sit through it and enjoy it and whatnot. Like, I like all these movies, but I don't like. But I like certain movies. I like certain movies more than others. So this is okay. It's like on the same level for me as Nemesis, but it's better than the other ones down below. But it could have been better. It could have gone 2 ways. It could have been better. Could have been worse. Yeah, so that's my Star Trek tier list. If you agree with it, let us know. If you agree with it or disagree with it, let us know in the comments right now. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so, ring the bell. See you in the next one. Have a good day, guys, and we will catch you in the next one. Have a good day.